Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokémon LeafGreen. Last time, we made our way to the Sevi Islands with Bill. Here, we found that his friend Celio needed some help, and we've been entrusted with delivering a meteorite to a friend on 2 Island. In the meanwhile, though, we've decided to explore one island, as frankly, there's a lot to do here. In fact, there's even a little spa. So, let's go take a day off, shall we? Well, this seems rather pleasant. I'm sure it's quite steamy in here. Hey guy. Soaking in a hot spring pool is therapeutic, people say. Yeah, I mean, hey, if it's anything like a nice hot tub, I know that this would be wonderful. And, hey there, gal.
Have a look at my face. See how smooth my skin is? The hot springs water keeps my skin younger than my age.
Yeah, it's said that, hot springs and things like this really do wonders for folks. And, hey there. My favorite part of bathing comes up right after this. I enjoy a bowl of chowder to warm me from the inside, too. Hey, fair enough. The water's perfectly warm. It feels exquisite. Red and the Pokémon were fully refreshed. So yeah, halfway down Kindle Road, you get a nice full heal. It's awesome. And, hey there, old-timer.
This is heavenly. The water warms me to my core. You should jump in, too. Go to the middle, relax, and get good and warm.
Trust me, we already did. It is quite nice. And, hey there.
Hot springs go hand in hand with volcanoes. The Ember Spa here, well, I made it years ago. I hewed the pool right out of a gigantic boulder by hand. I was using this at the time. I suppose I can part with it.
HM06.
That shatters boulders as if they were made of crackers.
HM06, if you might have guessed, is Rock Smash. Using Rock Smash, we can do just that, smash rocks. It's a 20 power, 15 PP, 100 accuracy fighting type move. At least it may also cut defense. Admittedly, in terms of HMs, this is amongst some of my least favorite. And unfortunately, the only one who can learn this is King. We're going to be needing this. And unfortunately, the best move to get rid of is Brick Break. This is really going to be a big blow to King, as frankly, he's going to kind of be our HM user for a while. So, sorry, buddy. At least you're still going to have a fighting type move. It's just significantly worse. Oh well, he'll be fine. Maybe one day we'll use the move deleter and get him something better. In the meanwhile, we now have Rock Smash, which means we can go all the way back and get some of those items we missed. This also enables us to find new Pokémon, as when you break a rock, there's a chance an encounter happens. It's not an incredibly high chance, but it can happen. There's one specific Pokemon I actually want to try to find using Rock Smash. Geodude's evolution, Graveler. Hopefully this is it. It's not. It's just Geodude. Well, hey there. How's it going? I guess seeing as you had the courtesy to show, have an ice punch, and then we'll be on our way. Yep, that'll do it. Well, have a good one, I guess. And for our troubles, we'll take an ether. Very useful. Otherwise, let's move on down here, go up this way, and go grab the item that was down here, shall we? Hopefully we'll find Graveler, but if not, not a big deal. There will be plenty of chances to break rocks to find Graveler, and luckily they do come back. So even if you're not, trying right now to find them, don't worry about smashing all the rocks just to grab items. They'll be back and you can basically farm them indefinitely. It's kind of annoying if, you're constantly breaking rocks and trying to get someplace, but overall, I think it's nice that they come back. It would be kind of awful if you were indefinitely out of a chance to find a Pokemon. And hey, for our troubles, we get a Carbos. Very nice. I think we know who wants that. We gave the last one to Inari, so Zinx, you can have this one. There you go, gal. Otherwise, let's, I guess, hop down here and see if we can find a Rapidash along the way. If not, it won't be a big deal. No, not a Fearow. Still, though, Zinx is awfully close to a level, so don't mind if I do. There we go. Good job. 624 experience? Not bad. Zinx grew to level 44. She gains 3 HP, 2 attack, 1 defense, 3 special attack, 2 special defense, and 2 speed. Not bad at all. Arthur gains some experience too. And yeah, I mean what? Over 800 EXP for a random Pokemon? You could do a lot worse, admittedly. And frankly, Ponyta is kind of a great example. Because it's unevolved, it doesn't give nearly as much experience as a fully evolved Fearow that's a decent level. Now, if you found its evolution Rapidash, that would give you a fair amount of experience. But frankly, these Fearows and all the other high-level Pokemon along the Sevi Islands, namely one island, because not all the islands have places to find Pokemon, they're pretty worth your time to fight, and this is what's really going to help you get an edge over the end game. You're probably going to need to stop and fight a lot of random battles. So frankly, if I were you, buckle up and get ready for it. Now, I have mentioned that the Versus Seeker is really good for gaining experience. It'll help you gain more per battle, as well as money, based on the trainers you're fighting. Like I said when we were going to Cinnabar, that area where we found all those Water-type trainers is really an ideal spot to farm. There is one issue though. Because they're Water-type trainers, not every Pokemon can farm them as effectively as others. So a lot of people like using this route.
Could you help me out with my training?
Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I know just the gal who can help train ya. Ah, there's a Mankey. I was just saying the other episode that it's kind of surprising all the fighters just have Machops and Machokes and no Mankeys. So at least the gal has one. It is kind of funny looking at that and thinking, yep, that's a pig monkey. Oh well, bye-bye Mankey. Let me guess, Primate? Yeah, nice. Here, have a nice little Psychic. Not bad. Not bad at all. After all, Zinx really is a premier special attacker. She's so good at it. And hey, Arthur grew a level. He's now level 41. Gained 2 HP, 3 attack, 1 defense, 2 special attack, 2 special defense, and 2 speed. Not bad.
You were a cut above me.
Yeah, just a bit. But hey, after all, I am aiming to be the league champion, so it should only make sense that, we're trying our best to be a good trainer. Still, you were no slouch. You at least had, some decent Pokemon, even if they couldn't take a hit to save their lives. And what about you, guy? Oh, gosh darn it. I thought I was lined up with him. Well, we'll just let him come to us.
Seen from here, Mount Ember towers into the sky.
Yeah, we've been hearing about that. In fact, that's our ultimate goal, is climbing Mount Ember. There, we're going to find a very special Pokemon. Originally, of the 3 birds, Articuno has always been in Seafoam Islands. The same was also true for Zapdos being in the power plant. However, Moltres was originally in Victory Road, which is on the way to the Pokemon League. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, this was changed. Moltres was moved atop Mount Ember. This also correlates with the story that the nerd told us in Blaine's gym about how he was saved by a flaming bird Pokemon. We're going to find the 3rd and final bird here, Moltres.
Well, aren't you tough?
Yeah, I'd say so. Moltres is also the reason I didn't want to bring Cabbage along because he'd be innately weak to him twice over.
The weather's gorgeous, perfect for a battle.
I'd say so. It is a nice sunny day out. So let's see what you got, Maria. Ooh, a Seadra. Very cool. I guess let's use Psychic? Sure. I don't think it'll one-hit KO you, or it will. You know, I keep underestimating just how powerful Zinx is. She's really phenomenal. Admittedly, she is going to be by far the easiest Pokemon to level up and get, leveled and caught up compared to the Elite Four, because she gains that boosted experience. So really, I should probably be giving these fights to other Pokemon. What a weird scream. Oh well. So yeah, speaking of, let's move her out of the lead, and I guess let's let Tiamat do some work. Sure. And hey there, Mr. Fisher.
Wait a second. I think I've hooked a big one.
I mean, we don't have to battle if you're trying to reel something in, but I guess, oh well, instinct took over, I suppose. Oh boy, you're gonna just have a whole bunch of Goldines, Magikarps, and Sea Kings, aren't you? Alright, let's get through them. I guess we'll just be using a lot of Aerial Ace. Fine by me. Yep. Goldine and Goldine. Let me guess, you're gonna have maybe a Sea King, a Magikarp, and if we're lucky, maybe a Shelter? That's just a shot in the dark. Well, there's the Sea King. Alright, beautiful. I guess we'll use Return on you. I do love how Return's animation changes based on your friendship. It's really cool seeing a tangible difference. You know what else is cool? Tiamat growing to level 43. She gains 2 HP, 3 attack, 2 defense, 1 special attack, 1 special defense, and 2 speed. Nice. Arthur also gained some nice experience. Ooh, and another Sea King, huh? Guess we'll just hit you with Return. Also, admittedly, at this point, if I wanted, I could probably take the experience share off of Arthur, too. To be honest, he really doesn't need it anymore. Though, he's not a phenomenal Pokemon for normal battling. His move pool is kinda shallow, and although Thunder Wave is really good, the best he can really do is use Dragon Rage, which is only 40 damage. Don't get me wrong, even most of our Pokemon could only take 3 or 4 of those, but it only has 10 PP, so it's not great.
I've lost it all again.
Alright, guy. Now, unfortunately, the best time to use Arthur is when he evolves, but by the time he evolves, we don't need to train him anymore. It's kind of, a shame, but hey, here we are at Mount Ember. So, let's get climbing. So, how's it going?
Can you imagine if this volcano were to erupt? The explosion would be the end of us. How terrifying is that? Well, we're terrified. Would you like me to teach explosion?
No, though, let's take a look at what it does.
You're terribly brave. Which Pokemon should I teach explosion?
No one, apparently. Basically, think self-destruct. It's the same idea.
Yeah, you're right. It is too terrifying.
Admittedly, not a whole lot of Pokemon can learn that, though if you have a Voltorb, they'd be good for it. And Team Rocket grunts. What are you punks doing here?
Over here. We'll try digging here. That treasure the admins have been talking about should be here.
Treasure? Admins?
What the? You're in the way. Get lost.
Right. Maybe we'll have to check back on that way later. Otherwise, if you didn't bring a Pokemon with strength, you're gonna be out of luck here. This is also the same reason we really needed King, as much as it pained me to teach him 2 HM moves. That's just kind of how things are.
Do you know how caves form inside volcanoes?
I can't say I do, though my guess would be that based on how lava vents and tries to leave, it makes caves based on them erupting? That's my guess, though honestly, you're free to tell me. I'd love to learn. A Bellsprout, huh? Sounds like a nice little aerial ace ought to do the job. Nice. Super effective to boot. Some alright experience. What else you got? A Gloom. Cool. Aerial ace will do the job just fine. If I was worried about damage, I'd probably be using Fly, but honestly, the accuracy check on Fly isn't my favorite thing, so I tend to just use Aerial Ace if I think the damage will be enough, and usually it is. Tiamat, after all, is such a wonderful physical attacker that I usually don't have to worry all that much. And hey, speaking of not worrying, Arthur's level 42. He gains 2 HP, 4 attack, 2 defense, 2 special attack, 2 special defense, and 2 speed. Nice.
Acha, you're shockingly good.
Thanks, I try. So, up the mountain we go. Now, I want to say you can still find Rapidash and Graveler up here if you're breaking rocks and stuff. So, if you haven't found them naturally, keep an eye out. I know I certainly will. Otherwise, I think there are some hidden items amongst the grass here, like in those little patches. But, I guess we'll take our time and really see, huh? So, otherwise, we'll try to use the item finder. And, hello again, Firo. My, you're looking nice and level 40. I guess we'll use a try attack. After all, like I said, fighting these high-level Firos at this point in the game really is worth your time just because they're worth so much experience. If they weren't, I wouldn't bother. But again, 800 experience for every fight, it's just not smart to pass that up. I mean, seriously, there's only so many trainers, though the Versus Seeker can let you fight them again.
I've been in training so I can mend my broken heart. It toughened me up physically at least. Hiya!
Oh, sorry to hear about the breakup. Can't say I've ever been in a relationship, but I can imagine breakups aren't exactly easy. I guess depending on what side of it you were on. Still, have an aerial ace. Nice and super effective, nothing to worry about. Beautiful. See, look at, even her Pokemon, for being a trainer, aren't giving all that much more experience compared to the Firos we've been fighting. Honestly, this is probably one of the premier spots I'm going to use to farm Zinks up. With Ice Punch and Icy Wind, she'll be dealing with them left, right, and center.
I think I've tried to overdo it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, you know? Otherwise, let's take a look around here. Aha! Trainer!
An active volcano is one that's erupting, or about to.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Hopefully this isn't an active volcano. Ooh, and another ranger. I gotta say, I like the ranger designs. They remind me of our design. It's pretty cool. Otherwise, what's also pretty cool is a nice aerial ace against a grass-type Pokemon. Beautiful. Not bad experience either. Ooh, and you have the evolution. Executor. Cool. Have an aerial ace. I should have probably used Fly. Yep, because you're gonna barely hang on. Ugh. Admittedly, Executor is a really good Pokemon. They've been used for a very long time, and it's not hard to see why. Now look, admittedly, I'm not a super huge fan of their design, but the stats don't lie. They are just good. And hey, the experience is good too. After all, T-Mac grew to level 44 from him. She gains 2 HP, 4 attack, 2 defense, 2 special attack, 2 special defense, and 3 speed. Look at those stats. Man, she's doing great.
Ooh, that was hot. Sweat's erupting from me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this place is probably humid and very hot, so I wouldn't really be a big fan of it. Still, as a vacation, shouldn't be bad. And hey, there's an Ultra Ball. I just had a feeling, you know? Ooh. And what's in here? The Mount Ember Cave. I want to say specifically in this cave, you can encounter not only Machop, but its evolution, Machoke. This also marks another area where, frankly, it's pretty darn worth fighting the wild Pokemon. Again, they're fairly high level. The Machops aren't really all that worthwhile, but the Machokes certainly are. Also, too, there's rocks to break in here. So not only can you find Machoke, like so, you can find Graveler. This is probably going to be our premier spot to find him, but for now, let's try to catch a Machoke. I'm hoping he'll survive a tri-attack. Yeah, he does. Nice. What's not nice is that seismic toss. That's gonna hurt. Ow. Otherwise, oh, Arthur, if you could, buddy, I would like a thunder wave after you get tossed around like a noodle. Ouch. So, thunder wave? Beautiful. That's what I like to see. That should make our capturing endeavors that much easier after you get tossed around like a pool noodle again. Yeesh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that seismic toss does hurt. So, hopefully you get in the ball. No, of course not. It can never be easy. Oh, really? Again? Ugh. I gotta tell you, I hate Machokes. Well, I guess Locke? You should be fine. You have plenty of HP. So, the Pokeball. Stay in it? Yes, please. 1, 2, 3. There you go. See, was that so hard? Now I have to go revive Arthur. Ugh. Oh well. Number 67. Number 67, the Superpower Pokemon. Its muscular body is so powerful, it must wear a power save belt to be able to regulate its motions. Huh. Kinda crazy. Well, I guess I'll just use a revive. After all, I really don't want to run all the way back. I could, but the revives are so convenient. After all, this is kind of what we have them for. So, there you go, Arthur. There you go, buddy. Enjoy. Also, I guess while I'm at it, let's use some fresh waters just so that way everyone's nice and healed. After all, I did already tell you guys what's at the top of Mount Ember. It's Moltres. Make no mistake about it. We're trying to catch another legendary. So, I'd rather be nice and healed for that. Still, it's not like we're going to encounter them right away, but you get the idea. Also, I guess for now, maybe an Ari? Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Let's put King in front. Because I actually want to break these rocks and see if we can find Graveler. Rock Smash, yaw! Come on, Graveler. It's a Geodude! I'm not terribly surprised. I want to say Graveler has like a 5% chance or something very low to show up. So if you don't find him like this, just catch a Geodude and level it up. It's not that hard. I'm just trying to save a little bit of time for myself. I know, so selfish and greedy in that regard, but you get the point. So, maybe have a Graveler, please? If not, then, I mean, it's okay, but I would like one. No, just Geodude. Alright. I guess, frankly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start breaking all these rocks by basically just going down and then back up into this room, and I'll meet you guys once we find ourselves a Graveler. Sounds like a plan, yeah? So, be right back. Alright, well, I've spent about half an hour trying to find Graveler, and I just seemingly can't. Now, luckily for us, there is a bit of a backup solution. Rather than catching Graveler, we can instead just catch a very high-level Geodude and evolve it that way. But, I mean, seriously, for almost 30 minutes, I've had no luck and have just found Geodude. It's not ideal or what I would have liked to have done, but I just can't find Graveler. So, I don't know what's up with that. Like I said, normally I've done this before, but I guess I've just been really unlucky. I guess you will be our Graveler. So here, have a Rock Smash. Yep, even with a crit, that still didn't beat you. Like I said, Rock Smash is not a very good move, and frankly, I wouldn't blame you for not using it. So I guess here, random Geodude, have a Pokeball, seeing as you're going to be our Graveler. I don't like doing it this way, but whatever, I guess. Now for prosperity's sake, I guess I will break one more rock and see if it's a Graveler, if we even get an encounter. Because again, I should be able to find them fairly easy, but the fact that we're not really is kind of bugging me. So, I don't know. Maybe I've just been incredibly unlucky. Maybe they don't spawn here, but they're supposed to. Again, just another Geodude. Yeah, I don't know. So, I guess I'll just level up that Graveler, or well, the Geodude once, and evolve it into a Graveler? I don't know. I frankly don't want to spend that much more time here because it's literally going to be faster for me just to level up Geodude. So, oh well, I guess. Still, here we are at the top of Mount Ember. Or well, nearing the summit. So let's break these rocks right here. I would love it if this was a Graveler. No, it's a Geodude. Oh well. Still, we have a couple more chances.
But how strange. If it has a 5% chance of showing up, you'd have thought I'd have found it within, I don't know, 30 plus encounters. Still, notably when checking and comparing my notes, Cerebi lists that the room has a 35% chance of finding Graveler when using Rock Smash. Now, notably, a later area does have that within the same volcano, so my guess is it just got mixed around on their website, which, hey, accidents happen, so, oh well.
Also, nice little Firestone. If you didn't have one, then there you go. Otherwise, I feel like there's an item. Yep, there is. And another Firestone. All right, not that we need it, but I guess we'll take the Ultra Ball. Sure. It's nothing I ever planned to use, but hey, better than a whole nothing, that's for sure. And here we are at Mount Ember's summit. So, as you can see, it's a bit of a boulder pushing puzzle. It's not all that difficult. It's pretty easy. But as you can see, our prize is the third legendary bird, Moltres. Now, if I were you, as with every legendary bird, make sure you save your game. And because Moltres isn't immune, have your Thunder Waver in front. Let's see what you got, Moltres. Yo! All right, time for the third of the trio, Moltres. Start with a Thunder Wave. And Moltres has a move called Endure. Endure is actually really phenomenal. If Moltres happens to use Endure, no matter what amount of damage you deal to it, it will survive. This makes Moltres one of the easiest to catch. Not only can he be paralyzed, but he has a chance of just tanking whatever you hit him with and living. This makes it very easy to get Moltres down to critical health and catch him. Now look, it's still not going to be a walk in the park seeing as they're a legendary, but you shouldn't have nearly as much trouble with Moltres as you may have Zapdos. Even Articuno wasn't all that bad. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. And yeah, as you can see, they actually gave Moltres several damaging moves, from Flamethrower to Fire Spin. And while Fire Spin isn't that great, Flamethrower certainly does some damage, and Fire Spin is still going to be hurting us. Guess let's hit him with a Quick Attack? See if we can get him nice and low. Oh yeah, that'll do plenty. Otherwise, honestly, maybe I can hit him with an Aurora Beam. I think, seeing as he's flying and fire type, it'll be neutral damage. Worst case, we'll just restart the fight. I'm not too worried about it. There you go, pal. There, that's beautiful. One more Quick Attack should get him down into critical health, and we should be able to catch him fairly easily. I say easily. This is assuming Moltres plays nice. There's no good guarantee of that. Beautiful. Oh yeah, and Moltres also has agility. So, frankly, between the three, I'd say Moltres is the medium difficulty one. Zapdos is certainly the most difficult to catch just because he can't be paralyzed. Still, let's start chucking balls and see what happens. Nothing! Well, it is a legendary bird after all. What do you expect? Now, I imagine this may end up being a similar deal to Zapdos, where we give him, I'm going to say 3 tries, and if we don't catch him, I'll start the next episode with us catching Moltres. So, fingers crossed. Nothing! Still, as you can see, Moltres really isn't all that bad. Plus, the fact that Locke resists all of the damage he can do makes it a much easier fight than Zapdos. You don't have to worry about getting knocked out all the time by, say, a critical drill peck or whatever. So, I always thought Moltres was a pretty fine Pokemon to catch. I will say, when I was growing up, this was actually the first of the legendary birds I found and captured. I remember I didn't know what it was, so I just used my Master Ball on it, not thinking, and just caught him. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shoot. You had my hopes up. It would have been cool if I caught him talking about that story, but it's whatever. Point is, I caught Moltres and he became my fire type when I played the game when I was like 4. So I thought he was pretty cool. Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of any of the birds, at least, using them in the main game just because they are legendaries and they're so powerful. But hey, feel free to use them. After all, if you catch them, you've earned them. Plus, with them coming at level 50, they're all pretty darn good for the Elite Four. So, again, I wouldn't say it's a terrible idea if you did happen to use them. Granted, they are all flying type, so be careful with that. Though they do have, electric, fire, and ice amongst their types, they can still get beat up pretty well. Still, they are formidable, so if you don't want to do all the farming necessary to get a full team up to, the 50s or 60s, having 3 legendary Pokemon that are already level 50 is a really good start. And frankly, you can't go wrong with it. The hardest part, obviously, is just catching them, but, like I've shown, just save in front of them and you should be fine. And heck, any water type you have should make catching Moltres pretty darn easy, because you should be able to just tank most of what he can do. Still, actually keeping them in the ball is another story. Yes, we know you have Flamethrower. I'm kind of waiting for him to score a burn, but even if he does, I don't think I'm terribly worried. We can just use a full heal or one of our many burn heals and be on our way. Come on, pal. Stay in the ball. Look, I know I'm using regular old Pokeballs, but I caught Zapdos and Articuno in one, so I would be remiss to not catch you in one. Luckily, too, we picked up that full restore in the mansion, and we have, I think, a couple max potions left. Worst case, we have fresh waters, and those will keep Locke nice and healed. Good. That paralysis is really doing work. The other thing that's annoying about Zapdos, too, is even if you're having a good run of getting him low and, trying to throw balls at him, the fact that he's not paralyzed and can just waste so much of his PP so much quicker than Moltres or Articuno can while they're paralyzed, it just makes the fight so much more tedious. Because there's a good chance that Zapdos will run out of PP and struggle itself to death. Whereas with Moltres and Articuno, so long as they're paralyzed, you have a good chance of them conserving a lot more of their PP and not, knocking themselves out nearly as quickly. That's where I figure we'll give Moltres a good 3 tries this episode, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just come back when I catch him. Still, as you can see, compared to Zapdos, this is going so much better. And to be fair, I think Articuno went fairly well too. It was really just Zapdos being the problem child of the 3. Also, I may want to consider healing Locke if he gets hit by another flamethrower, though I'm not terribly worried right now. there's a good chance I actually run out of Pokeballs, which will be really interesting. 2. Oh. Got my hopes up there, Moltres. That's all right, though. Still, between Moltres having Fire Spin, which has awful accuracy, and then otherwise having Flamethrower, between Endure and Agility, he usually wastes a lot of turns just not doing much, which is pretty good. Between that and Paralysis, you've got a recipe for a fairly not tedious bird to catch. Sure, it's a legendary I'm trying to catch with Pokeballs of all things, but admittedly, it's not so bad. I mean, you know, so long as you have patience. If you're not very patient, then I can't say I'd blame you for just, you know, using exclusively Ultra Balls and trying to catch them that way, but I'm fine. So I guess at this point, I'll just start cutting out the bad attempts, and I'll see you when we either Moltres knocks himself out, we run out of balls, or something else interesting happens. So I'll catch you then. 1, 2. Oh. 1. Oh. 1, 2. Ah. Come on, Moltres. Quit playing around. 1. Oh. 1, 2. Oh. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on, Moltres, you tease. All right, I get it. Granted, I am getting a little low on balls, but I'm sure you'll come along soon enough. I ain't too worried about it. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. 1, 2. Ah. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. 1. Oh. All right, Moltres, I'm down to my last 5 Pokeballs, so I'm giving you 5 more turns to either stay in the ball or we're resetting to try to get another one. It seems you're not a big fan of the idea of staying in the Pokeball. I figure for the last 5, we'll show the results. Everything else has been pretty much just, oh no, the Pokemon broke free right away. There's been a couple that were close, but nothing terribly worth seeing. Come on. Oh boy. Well, we got 3 more chances. After that, we're resetting. And basically, once I reset, I think I'll just cut to either the last 5 balls or when we catch them. Because, I mean, look, I'm trying not to waste your guys' time as much as it's wasting my time. You can thank the power of editing for that. 1. Oh. Come on. Well, at least you're paralyzed. Yeah, even then, I'm pretty sure Moltres still has plenty of PP, especially for Endure. That's the move I've been counting. Usually they don't use that until they're out of just about everything else. 1. Oh. Alright, Moltres. The final Pokeball. Seeing as you wanted to eat my entire stock. I mean, sure, I didn't come here with over 100 balls, but still, I figured 50-something would be fine. So come on, guy. Stay in the ball? No, of course not. Well, I'll see you guys in the next rematch. All right, we've got Moltres back in a pretty similar situation. Knock him right down, and then at this point, it's basically start chucking balls, and I'll see you guys when something interesting happens. Though, to be fair, I guess we should show at least the first ball chucked, right? It would be, well, kind of a shame if I didn't, right? So, here you go. The first of potentially 58. Come on, Moltres. 1. Oh, all right. I'll see you when something interesting happens. 1, 2. Ah. 1, 2. Ah. 1, 2. Ah. 1, 2. Ow. 1, 2. Ah. Well, not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention and I accidentally ran away. So, in the event you don't beat or catch Moltres, he flies away. So, whoopsies. Guess I'll see you back for the end of round 3? Whoops. You know what? Just for the giggles, what if we just throw a Pokeball when he's paralyzed and at full health, huh? Let's see what happens. Just for the laughs. Alright, that's about what I figured. Sometimes, though, I do like starting the fight by just chucking a random Pokeball even without a status ailment, and sometimes you'd be surprised how often you catch a Pokemon by doing that. I think I did it a couple times in one of the later Pokemon games, and it worked surprisingly well. Anyways, I'll catch you when we get to something interesting, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Got Moltres on our 3rd attempt. Not terrible. Maybe not the easiest, and not as easy as Articuno, but hey, it fits. Moltres, 3rd attempt, not bad. Number 146, the Flame Pokemon. It is said to be the legendary bird Pokemon of fire. Every flap of its wings creates a dazzling flare of flames. So yeah, we got every single legendary bird Pokemon. Not so bad. Let's make sure to save our game after all that effort. And hey, only took us 6 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. At least in game time. Actually, it took me about, 10 or so. So, not terrible. At least compared to Zapdos, who took me over an hour and a half. Anyways, point is, next time we play Pokemon LeafGreen, we'll actually fulfill Bill's request after finding all of the Pokemon we're missing here on Mount Ember. As always, I've been Brad. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.